All right. Hello, my friends. I hope you're doing well. Um, this is sort of a full day for us, and I sort of apologize for the amount of stuff. I know you're trying to get in your first reflection, and I gave you the chapter 3 presentation with the quiz. Um, and now I'm going to give you this next presentation, but I want to actually share real quick, just switch quick to look at that schedule, right? So keep in mind, as I'm releasing these quizzes, I'm sort of giving you to the end of the course. One of the reasons I'm also getting this quest assignment out early is to give you a bunch of time so that depending on how busy or not busy your other classes are, you can do it at a time that fits in. So you'll notice I'm giving out the quest assignment today, but it's not due till November 10th. The quest assignment should take you like an afternoon or a few hours. Um, it's not designed to be too wild. So so again, if you'll notice, like it seems like a lot of things are due November 24th, and that's just because NIPSing has a rule that things can't be due in the last week if it's not a final exam or whatever. Or it can be, but it can't be worth more than a certain amount. So, anyways, it just the practicality of me wanting to give you till the end of the term so that you can have flexibility meant that a lot of things had to be due on the 24th. So like the final assignment, which is going to be another kind of, well, I'll explain that later. I think you'll find it enjoyable and very doable. And then these quizzes, so you can either do them like kind of as we go, or you can do them later. Okay, so basically, I just wanted to kind of make this point that I don't want people to get too worried um, that there's still time. I know that you have like other classes and stuff too, and university is a busy time for darn sure. Okay, so if you look at this, this is the so I guess how the university programs work, there's like a curriculum senate or whatever, and this is you. If you remember my early messages, like around how you needed connect, it's related to this assignment, and it's because it's actually in the learning outcomes of the program that you need to have tried this like virtual learning thing. And like some of the textbook companies have these, like the Pearson textbook has one too. This Connect one is pretty good though. And yeah, so this is sort of a new assignment, but I'm hoping I played the game and I think, oh, and you'll see that if you go on the course site where I'm putting the content, you'll see that there's going to be a folder that says Quest assignment materials, and I'll have this video that I'm doing right now, and I'll have the document that you're seeing here. And I also made, and I don't know if this is going to be helpful, but I basically made a video of myself playing it to kind of explain a bit. The audio quality is pretty brutal because I don't know, it didn't record the best, but um it might be helpful to kind of get you started. And this game's kind of a point and click. It's pretty simple, and it's on the course site. At the bottom of the assignment, you'll see I put here's the link to, just double checking Zoom here that I'm sharing the right Word document. You'll see here the at the bottom the link to the website. Now, if anybody's got the book um and hasn't gotten the specific code, if you click on this, it'll ask you for your email or your code or whatever. And then you'll get onto the course site. You'll see that I have everything available for you to do. The only thing that you're doing that's kind of directly related to things you're getting marked on that's on that course site is this quest. And all you're doing is basically playing the game on there. All right. I'll be able to see that you did it, but like your the goal is, so basically here, let me before I explain, actually let me explain this. I'm jumping all over. So you're going to pick one of the characters. So in this game you pick a character and you basically play a level where you have to do a bunch of different things, and the different things are related to developmental goals. So you can either be Gabby or Hakura or Haruki, I mean, or Zoe. Okay, so Gabby's at home, Haruki's at the beach, and Zoe's at the Head Start school program. And so what you do is you pick one of these. Okay, so I know this is a little bit different. It's like a video game kind of assignment, but this is through the textbook site, right? This is like their quest journey through the lifespan thing. So you play, so step one, pick one of them and then play the level associated with your character. So just as a quick side note, you'll notice if you go to, I have this kind of set up to show you. So if you go to what the course site, oh, wait, I'm in, sure, I'm sharing this. Yep. And I'm in instructor view. If I go to what it looks like to you, you'll notice down here, right? And it just says like I've assigned everything. Again, you don't have to, a lot of this stuff is good and it has like the smart book and stuff, but I basically just assigned everything so that you can see everything. But if you go down to the bottom of this, you'll see there's Gabby, Hakuri, Haruki, and Zoe. So for whichever one you want, these ones say they're locked, but it's just because I set them up to become available at 11:30 today, and it's like 11:15. I don't know why the first one's already available. So these two should be locked. I mean, open by the time you see it. So if you were to click on this, then it would say, okay, your assignment. You'll notice they're all due on. It says it's like available as of now. It's due here, and you can begin. So again, the idea isn't, I'm not like scoring you on how well you do on the video game. I just want you to do it. And then I want you to reflect on it, and the grade will be associated with the assignment. But I just wanted to show you, so you don't have to, you only do one, right? But the only way I could make all of them available to you was to basically assign, quote unquote, assign them all to you. So anyways, if you just go to the bottom of like, I guess what I just clicked on is what it looks like to you as a student. And if you just scroll down here, you should see it. And again, if you have problems finding it, let me know. Okay, so I want to go back to the assignment. So basically the idea I have is to have you play the game associated with one of the three characters and then answer some questions about it. Okay, so you play the question, then I want you thinking about this when you're playing. Okay, so say if you're Gabby, there's sort of like three main things associated with that I want you to think about. If you're Haruki, same thing, right? So for Gabby, and you'll see this because it's like how this game plays. This will make sense once you play it, because how it plays is you're a character and you have certain tasks that you have to do that are depending on your age, right? Gabby's 9 months, Haruki is 2 years, and Zoe's 3 years. So they have they're at different developmental stages. This is kind of the whole point to this game, right? It's not bad. It's like basically point and click. You go around and just do different things. Point and click, I mean, like you just basically use your mouse. It's a pretty straightforward video game, as straightforward as it comes, kind of. And again, I made that video to kind of show you. So what I want you to basically do is just pick one of the people, play the level, answer these questions for each of these three things associated. So if it's Gabby, answer the questions related to the sensory motor stage of Piaget, the stranger anxiety concept, and the idea of language and gesturing and how those things are associated. If you're Haruki, then you do this related to it says operational learning. But since I haven't posted this yet, you can put it in right. So I meant that was just a typo, sorry. Observational learning, so Bandura. So you'll notice like each person has sort of three developmental objectives. And what I mean by that is like any video game where you're trying to do things. In this video game, depending on your character you're trying to do, you have different tasks or developmental objectives is the term I'm using here. So for Gabby, there's an objective related to this idea of sensory motor. So for example, for that, I'm saying, okay, how do they show that idea of sensory motor in the game? So tell me about how they show it in the game. Number two, explain that concept. So for that, I want you to either go to the textbook or you can use the web, or you can use my lecture and talk about this idea of sensory motor. I just did a huge rant about it in my lecture. And then give me a different example. So basically what I want you to do for each one is tell me how they did it in a game, explain that concept a bit, and then give me a unique example that shows me that you know it. And I'm thinking if you do that in about 2 pages, those 3 things, and do that for each one. So it's about 6 pages total. Okay, so say if you're Gabby, you're going to do 2 pages related to sensory motor, 2 pages related to stranger anxiety, basically, and 2 pages related to language and gesturing. If you're like, what are you doing in those 2 pages? You're answering those 3 questions. So you're answering, each person's answering those 3 questions 3 times, depending on which person they took. Right? If you're Zoe, you're answering them related to separation anxiety, theory of mind, and Erickson's idea of initiative versus guilt. So you'll see each of them has a theorist associated, right? So for Gabby, sensory motor, that's Piaget, the whole concept of stranger anxiety, language and gesturing, I just said this, but then Haruki is observational learning, which is Bandura, right? The Bobo doll experiment stuff. Then the strange situation, which is another really interesting experiment that I think I'm going to show you actually video footage of later. But it's basically like how babies react to well, I shouldn't tell you what the answer is, but it's a strange situation, right? So how does it depict it in the game? What can you learn about it from either looking at the textbook or some of the stuff I've talked about, or you can research it on the web. These are all very well-known principles in psychology. The zone of proximal development, that's Vygotsky. I taught about that in, I think, the first chapter. Okay, so again, just the goal of this assignment, play the game, hopefully have a bit of fun. I say like I hope you have fun with this assignment. Use it as a chance to explore how developmental psychology ideas have application in the real world. So basically you just pick one of the characters, play the game. So before you start playing though, say if you're going to be Gabby, kind of keep in your mind the idea that you're going to be answering related to the sensory motor stage. So pay attention to how that's depicted. And yeah, have fun with this. I'm really interested to see how this goes. I've never made a video game related assignment. So again, remember, the way that I would recommend doing this is once you're set up to like access the stuff, and you can see it there, I would say like if you wanted to watch the video of me trying to play it, just to kind of get a feel of what the game looks like and how it's like, and I talk a little bit about the buttons and stuff like that. And then yeah, you have till November 10th. So if you're having huge problems with it, let me know sooner rather than later, and I'll try to help out. And I can maybe make another video answering questions people have. So again, thanks for being an awesome class, and I will see you soon. Cheers.